Welcome to the Pimp My Setup highlights for episode number 138. The first setup was submitted by Robin. I did think it was weird that when he's sitting there, his legroom now is minimized because of his own addition, which is weird. But I think what's even worse is the usability factor. I think usability was just slaughtered here. The other monitor is off. Is it used for console gaming? Possibly. But if anything, I'd like to see that moved and maybe just get rid of the secondary monitor. Set yourself up straight with the monitor in the center. Reposition those speakers, all the different things. Robin scored a 66. The next setup was submitted by Camden. And believe it or not, this is a 13-year-old setup. I don't think that there's a primary display. You know, I think that would help. It's great. You know, bezel's fatter than your mom. Yeah, I get that. But the thing is, it's not tilted down. Not the end of the world, though. I think it is small enough to where it can just play a video and it's still in really good viewing angles. I want to know what people's thoughts are on people putting the PC on the desk. Does it take up some valuable space where you could have put the snowball to the side instead of in front? I think storage is something he's going to need down the road. Camden scored an 82. The next setup was submitted by Lester. Minimalistic, straight to the point. It works. It's not really over the top, but I do think it's a bit flashy. Considering it's not trying to attract attention, I look at that case and I say, yeah, that's definitely got my attention. The artwork above, you know, I get it. You don't want to put stuff up on the wall because you're trying to keep it simple, but don't put something up like that. But really a nice setup overall. Great job. Lester scored an 86. The next setup was submitted by Leonardo. Leg space, the first thing we look at, you just, God, put the damn PC to the side, put it in the corner, put it in one of those spots that's not directly where your legs are gonna go. Lacking in the theme department, not the end of the world. I like that car thing above the wall. Wire management definitely needs a little bit of loving, but it's nice. It works and it's not bad at all. Leonardo scored a 72. The next setup was submitted by Joe Kim. Look at that computer. What's great about that is that it's sort of the highlight piece of the setup. It's got its own dedicated spot. It's not taking up usable space. I mean, of course, you could put other things there, but I'm talking about usability in terms of using the computer. The thing that really, after I looked at that threw me off was definitely that secondary display. That's the same wallpaper as the, is he? Oh my God. I hope he's not actually using that with his computer. It should be mounted above the ultra wide tilted down, or it should be to the left side. It should have a dedicated spot. But I think there's another one that just kind of lacks in theme. And I think with a little bit of work, this one could be insane. Joe Kim scored a 70. The next setup was submitted by Satchel. With the, you know, that computer, since it is a Dell, they're pretty damn small. And what I would suggest doing is actually utilizing that bottom space right there. Put the Dell right there. There's no reason for you to have it on the desk. It doesn't have like an awesome side panel that you could look into and be like, damn. I know that this desk normally has the shelf going above the top. Kind of looks weird just having those two things come up. So I don't think the shelf's the end of the world. And I think the shelf will just help you improve upon your theme. Very, very clean. Really, really nice. Great job. If I was 12, I would be very happy with this setup. Satchel scored a 90. The next setup was submitted by Balas. This setup I thought was really cool and unique with the way he was able to utilize such a small, odd desk. You know, we've seen these kind of desks before. It looks like it follows through with this whole room furniture, maybe. I don't know. It's like a secondary piece. I don't know if that's meant for like a PC. That's a keyboard tray. Oh my God. Why would you just put it on the floor? If anything, your PC should go there. It would look pretty cool in the back. Look at your poor mouse pad. Look at, you have nice ass monitors. We can see just by the photo like how clear they are. Like, they're just hanging on for dear life. Everything sort of lacks here because of that. And it's not your fault. It's also weird because you have this shelf and stuff, but then really above the setup itself is kind of like lacking just completely. Balas scored an 80. The next setup was submitted by Luke. I like that he's up against the windows. Those look like really nice big open windows, which, you know, must be really cool to have. I really like it though if you're looking for clean, straight to the point, like no bullshitting, you just want to use the setup. Luke scored an 80. The next setup was submitted by Mohammed. I really like that. That's a nice PC. That thing is ginormous, to say the least. It's a little underwhelming in terms of like colors and stuff, because when you see a PC that badass, you would expect to have maybe some LEDs. He's up against a window, half wall, kind of weird, and it kind of puts him in a bad spot. But if we look at that first photo rather, it looks like you have some room off to the left. Maybe that shelf could be moved, and then maybe you could put yourself over into the corner and you won't be up against that window, and you could put some stuff up against the wall. Mohammed scored an 86. The next setup was submitted by Brian. It literally is just super dark, and that actually hurt your score because I can't see shit. Awesome room. I really like it, you know, and I kind of use this to come up with my score, and you can just see wires spewing out left and right. Like I said, I just wish that I could have seen it in better lighting, and I think with your photography skills, you could have made it look even better than it really was. Brian scored an 80. The next setup was submitted by Scott. It kind of kills me because this is almost perfect. Literally has everything he needs in terms of equipment, usability, accessories, all of that. Knocked it out of the park. Theme. Did he forget theme was even in like a category? I think I gave him like a point or two for like, you know, he's got that black theme going. Like everything's basically black, which is cool. Scott scored an 82. The next setup was submitted by Quentin. First thing I was going to say was, bro, look at that open space. Are you kidding me? And then I read the email and he's like, bro, I'm gonna put sound foam there. So the shelf is definitely too high. But in terms of usability and everything of that sorts for this setup, look at how nice everything is. You know, the PC, not necessarily the best spot ever, which sort of forces him to go to the left side a little bit more, just a little bit. But maybe putting that on the floor would have been an option. Quentin scored an 86. The next setup was submitted by Fred. No, so yeah, this setup here is very interesting. I know a lot of people off the bat want to hate it, but I like what you're going for. That said though, I gave it like a 60 something because of obvious reasons, broken down by categories. It's just lacking in accessories. Fred scored a 64. The next setup was submitted by Thomas. He's got the shelving unit that's not centered above his desk. That's definitely something I was like, I would like to just see that centered because like what? PC, again, another thing here, maybe not the best spot for it, but in this scenario, it's not the end of the world. I would also like to see your setup itself shifted to the left side to match the opening of your legroom to the end of your legroom. If you like it centered against the desktop itself, then go for it, but you get a little bit more legroom if you're shifted over there to the side. Thomas scored an 88. The final setup was submitted by Guy. He wants to put more orange throughout the whole thing. So I know I already saw somebody saying, why an orange DX Racer, which by the way looks really nice. Sitting in front of those monitors, I actually think it's pretty good. I don't know if like how big they are. I don't know if that needs a little bit of angling on the two displays, but if not, I think it's really usable in that scenario. I would like to see speakers pointed towards him. The left wall, I'm looking forward to you sort of utilizing that space more. Yeah, that space right there, that exact spot. Guy walked away with first place, getting a 92. Thanks for watching the Pimp My Setup highlights for episode number 138.